Well, hello everybody. Yes, I've been away for quite a while, and let me tell you, I've been having just way too much fun. I had to pull away from all of the distraction out there. There's just too much distraction going on, and I just had to pull away from it. It was taking me off my path, and it was making my thoughts a little bit scattered, blocked. And that's what distraction is all about, isn't it? And so I was finding myself being sucked into a lot of that and that political stuff, that QFS stuff, that save me stuff, that I'm waiting for them to change, and I'm waiting for all the money just to magically appear in my checking account, kind of stuff. So I just had to pull away from it. And yes, you know, we're all like, oh, that would be so nice, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be so great? And to have all the money in the world, but I really don't think that is the answer to our happiness. But if they do it the right way, the humanitarian way, I think it could be a good thing. But I don't want to get all wrapped up into it because there's too many other things out there that a lot of us are here doing, and namely working on our ascension process, namely helping Gaia, sister sun, helping with the energies that are coming in. And so today was very interesting because this morning I went in my sauna, and any of you who do sauna or sweat lodges, you know what the concept of that is. The heat waves assist you into getting into a faster, deeper, altered state. And so usually when I get this thing, oh, you're supposed to get in the sauna, I know that I have a message coming. So today I want to talk to you about Agartha, Shambhala, Agarthans, Shambalhans, not necessarily Telos. This is these are different, this is different race of people, I guess, if you want to, for the lack of a better term. When I wrote Dragonhorse and Seeker of the Forgotten Knowledge, and when I wrote Sumayah, both of those were channeling what we're going through right now, and channeling Lemuria and Agartha and Shambhala, and reconnecting back to where I actually came from. There's a lot of Agarthans, Shambalhans actually walking around on this planet. And we all talk about star seeds. Oh, I'm a star seed. I'm from a different planet. I'm Arcturian, though I do feel a very deep connection to the Arcturians. I'm Pleiadian. I'm, the Native Americans, of course, they say they're from the sister sun. So there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But there's also an earth beings here out, and we're here doing the same thing as the star seeds are doing. And I've been really missing home lately, terribly, horribly missing home. And I'm such a crybaby, you guys. If you've watched all my videos, you know. I can tell when I'm on track because it's very emotional for me and empathic. And being an empath is one of the signs, characteristics of being an Agarthan, Shambhalin, inner earth being. And so I've really been missing home, and feel like I'm alone all the time, even though some of my family members have spent this lifetime with me. My youngest daughter is one of them, and my dad. Now, my dad, lucky person, he got to leave. He did his work. He got to leave 2 years ago, and I've talked about him before. But my youngest daughter and two of my grandchildren, they're also Lemurian, Agarthan, because of a lot of the Lemurians, as we know, ended up going into the inner earth. And so today I wanted to talk to you about some of the characteristics of maybe being an inner earth, inner earth being. How would you recognize somebody that is from the inner earth? And we have to remember that this is a different dimension. This is a higher frequency. So 3D, if we were 3D, we're still in this 3D meat suit, and we drilled looking for these worlds, we would not find it because they're in a higher dimension. And we all know that the starseeds, everybody that's, here to assist, we're all from a higher frequency, higher density dimension. And so it's really interesting because I've been crying and complaining to my family, and I really want to go home. And they're like, remember what you signed up for? And we've heard that before, starseeds, all you starseeds, you came here to do a job. And so it's like, do you want to give up on your job and then come home and then go, oh, I should have finished, all the regrets? So they reminded me of the regrets by quitting now and going home. And we're so close now, you guys. We are so close. And they're like, don't throw in the towel yet. We're almost there. But they also want to emphasize the return home, big letters, is through the Great Mother. Gaia, she knows our thoughts. She can feel us as we tread upon her. So it's a reminder that the way back home is through the Great Mother. And a lot of us Agarthans, there's not a whole lot of us. I don't believe there's a whole, like the starseeds, there's more starseeds, I believe, than the Agarthans. Like, what is it? Like one out of every 25 starseeds here, one of them is an Agarthan, an inner earth being. And so they're reminding us, hey, she's reminding us, if you want to come back home, remember your connection to Gaia. Remember how you live with her and how you communicate with her and how you treat her and honor her. And remember that everything you have has come from her. I mean, look at what's in my living room here. Everything you see in my living room has come from Gaia, one aspect or another from her body. She's given us everything. And so, yes, if we want to get back home, it's through her. She's going to decide. And I don't think any of us are going to flunk. She's just reminding us, wake up, remember who you are, And I'm still trying to determine if my husband is or not. I think he is. Yes, I think he is, but he is one of those that's like here going, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I want to experience. I want to do, this is fun. This is different. And so he's a little bit forgotten, and I'm just waiting for him to remember, but he has that heart. Okay. So characteristics of someone who is incarnated from the inner earth. Number one, I think, is early onset of eye issues. If you had to wear glasses or you had some kind of eye issues from a very young child, not, as you grow old, oh, I need to have glasses now. No, that's not the same thing. This is early onset eye issues. And it's because we are not used to the intensity of the external sun. And so I'm one of them, glasses from a very, very young age. So yeah, that is one of them. And so we're we just have a really hard time with the intensity of the external sister sun, even though I love her very much. We have stomach issues, lots and lots of stomach issues, mainly because we're not used to the foods that are consumed here. We're not used to the frequency of the foods. I had IBS for years, migraines, IBS, all of the stomach issues. And when I finally changed my diet is when all that went away. You know, they put you on Nexium and all that crap. You have heartburn and all of that. So we tend to have a lot of those when we are eating the wrong foods. We're eating the low frequency foods. We do best when our stomach is somewhat empty and we eat small meals and we eat live foods. Yeah, sometimes, you know, we're living here in the 3D, we have those cravings, and my problem is sugar. Sugar is a killer. Sugar is such poison. And so sugar is very hard for me. I'm doing a lot better as I get older. But yes, we have such food sensitivities. And it's because we don't eat this kind of food in the inner earth. We don't eat other beings. We don't eat cows and pigs, and because the frequency is so low of, you know, that dead, decaying, decomposing food is such a low energy, and not to mention it does have the cell memory of its death, and so it really affects us in a very not nice way. We're empathic. We hear that all the time. There's a lot of us that are empathic, just like the starseeds. We're empathic. We are not just empathic to other beings, but we're very empathic to Gaia herself. We come from inside of her. We come from the womb. So we are so empathic to her. We feel her emotions, and we feel her energy changes. We sometimes can tell when there's going to be different weather patterns. And we can also feel that these weather patterns are not from her. And that's a lot of the work that I'm doing right now, is working with her, because she is ascending. She is remembering too that she is in control of the weather. She doesn't have to let things like HARP affect her and change, you know, whatever they're using, chemtrails and cloud seeding and all that. I'm reminding her and working with her that we don't want that anymore. We say no to that. No, because what's happening on the outside ultimately happens and affects the inside, even though it is a higher frequency. It's like that domino effect. So we're empathic, and we're also very empathic to Gaia. We're huge cat people, but I mean big cat people, panthers, tigers, namely panthers, tigers, and leopards and jaguars. Panthers and leopards and jaguars are pretty much in the same group. But those big cats, not necessarily the lion. The lion is a different, the lion is from a different race. What would that be? Is that serious? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But yes, we are, and I write about the big cats in my series, the 2 books. I'm finishing the 3rd one, which is really interesting. Yeah, it's really going deep down the rabbit hole, even though it is set in ancient times, which, you know, it's like Tolkien said he was writing about the forgotten past. Well, I'm doing the same thing. I'm writing about, you know, how Agartha and that world is affecting the outer earth. But yes, there is a cat that we call the long tooth. It is like your saber tooth tiger. Yes, so that's there too. We have a strong connection to the phoenix, the violet and golden and orange rays of the phoenix. So we all have a strong connection of the phoenix, that resurrection, and also dragons. Phoenix and dragon, they both are symbolic of resurrection, and those are in my story too. So there's this connection. We have this affinity for the phoenix energies and the dragon energies, and I'm talking about the 12th and 13th dimension dragon energies. I don't believe at all the people that are out there who are saying bad things. Not all of them were bad. Remember, the reptilians, the Dracos, they stole DNA from the original 12th and 13th dimension dragon. And so there's a big story about that, and I get into that in my series too. Let's see. Okay, so we are highly intuitive, and we're strong healers. We have this, we don't even know our full potential of healing. We're still stuck in that 3D energetic of healing. We don't know how strong. We haven't opened up to the full ability of what great healers we are. And I believe on one of my other videos, I talk about the journey with my daughter, who's also Agarthan, and her battle with cancer twice. And the second time, how she helped her heal and how I helped her heal, which was very, 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 very interesting journey. And it also included my dad, Agarthan, who has left this plane 2 years ago, who came back long enough to assist, because we work with the ancestors and the ancient ones, the ones that are connected to this planet, the ones that know the healing abilities. So all of us together, it takes a family, doesn't it? It takes a village to heal and help. And I always say that. And so, yeah, she's been clear now for 7 months. And she did nothing. We all did alternative, holistic ways. So yes, we're highly intuitive. We have those psychic abilities. A lot of us are, we like to work with tools and crystals. And my thing is, I love to work with oracle cards, just because I love all the beautiful pictures. We love beauty. We crave beauty. We create beauty in our lives. And so I just love working with tools that are beautiful. So yeah, like I said before, we're empathic to Gaia, but we also have the ability to communicate with her. And I work with her all the time. I have a 30-foot spiral wheel out, 2 of them out in my yard. I'm on 11 acres up in the mountains of Colorado. And I love to go in there and just work with her energies, work with the goddess energies, the cosmic goddess energies. And so, yes, we're very good. We're very good with Gaia, and we forgot that we can actually ask what kind of weather we want. And I've done it quite a few times. When I first did it, it kind of went a little wonky on me, and praying for rain, with all of the weather warfare going on, working with her and getting rain, and I ended up getting 22 inches of snow. So yes, that's something we have to relearn, but we have the ability to do. We also have the ability to clear chemtrails out of the air. I do it all the time. If you go back in my videos, you can see I actually have videos where I've done it. And it's working with Gaia, it's working with the goddess, it's working with the elements, it's working with the elementals. It's working with sister son. It's all my A team. I have an A team, the ancient ones, the ascended masters, the ancestors, the angels, and then of course, my dragon family. And so we all work together, and we have the ability I can clear the air above me. So we're really good with animals. We hear it before, I'm actually better with animals than I am with other people, though I love to be around like-minded people. If I'm in my element, if I'm with my peeps, I'm happy. But we're really good with animals. We're really good with communicating with animals. We love working with the green allies too. We're good at digging in the soil. We're good at growing things. We have a lot of plants in our house. All that green work, all that herbal work. We work with herbs and healing herbs and flower frequencies. I'm making essential oil perfumes right now. Let me get my thing for a minute. So this is my latest venture. We're great creators. We're always doing something. I don't know if you can see that. Are all of them in there? Okay. So yeah, I'm working, and we love working with the divine feminine. That's something that's just, I'm sorry, God can't do it by itself. God is out of balance, and we can see the mess that God has made the last thousands and thousands of years since they've overthrown the divine feminine and shut the goddess away and made her heresy, and burn you at the stake and torture you and drown you and beat you and throw you in insane asylums. And it wasn't too long ago when husbands could throw their wives in an insane asylum for having PMS, for having a PMS headache. There's so much of our history that we don't remember, that we don't know, that has been done to the divine feminine to suppress it, because they know the power of the divine feminine. They know the power of the balance. So bringing the goddess back with the God, they know the power of that, and they want to keep it only God, because God alone can't do. Why do we have prayer? That's all we do is pray, 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 pray. And there's even a song out there about unanswered prayers. I mean, they even made a song, about, oh well, if your prayers aren't answered, well, anyways, I'm not going to get into that. Those who are like me totally get what I'm talking about. So we work with Gaia and her frequencies, her crystals, the flowers, and herbs, essential oils, they're all from, the flowers and the herbs and the plants. Like I said before, everything comes from her. So we also long for a certain type of climate. We long for a climate that we were used to when we were living in the inner earth. And I write about that in Sumayah. I bring Shambalhan, I bring Agartha, I bring Lemuria, I bring it to you, and what it looks like, and the climate, and how they lived, what they lived in. Very interesting, very, very interesting. And like I said, a lot of that was channeled. So yeah, a lot of us we pine away for that temperate climate, but the beauty, we long to restore the beauty. And I was reminded again that there's a lot of beauty to the external Gaia. There's a lot of beauty there, but there is, and a lot of us aren't, a lot of us don't live in Bali, a lot of us don't live in Indonesia. But I think they have a lot of bugs, don't they? Like Australia, they have a lot of really nasty, poisonous things. We don't have that. Like here in Colorado, it's very dry where I'm at. I have a lot of pinyon trees. If you want to be where it's green, 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 you have to get higher in the mountains, and then there's a lot of snow. And I'm not really crazy about snow. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin, and I don't like to ski. I'm not a snow person. I'm sorry. Though I don't do well in extreme heat. We're 8,500 feet. So when the sun is, I mean, wow, you get zapped. You got to be in the house at 10 o'clock because it just like, she fries you. But I love her anyways. So more of this, it's like a plant that's in the house that can't stand that intense sunlight, wants to see it, wants to be part of it and be part of the beauty, but it's a little bit away. It's sheltered. So we're used to that kind of a climate. We love beautiful waterfalls, meandering streams and bubbling brooks and beautiful pools of water, soaking pools of water. You get up in the morning in your house, and I might do a video of what it looks like and how they live. This is going to be really long if I get in there. Okay, so we also tend to be HSPs, highly sensitive people, and dyslexia. It's just because we're multidimensionally, we're from a different higher density down here in this lower density. So we're very sensitive to the external environment. Anything that's man-made, the environment that's man-made and manufactured, and that doesn't come from Gaia herself. So we're very sensitive. We're sensitive because we're empathic. We're sensitive, but we're really good at seeing the bigger picture. So at work, we're like the employees that you want to have, because like I work 3 days a week at my friend's metaphysical store, and I love it because I connect with my people. But I can see the store and I can feel the energies, and I can see the whole picture, and I can go, this needs to go there. We need to put this here. Let's try ordering this. We need, so I can see outside of the store and see really what else is needed. We're more right-brained. We have that more right-brained thinking. We're pretty balanced, but we tend to be more right-brained. And we're not materialistic at all. Not materialistic at all. Yes, it's nice to have our bills paid. We all want our bills paid, right? That's the 3D bullshit, the matrix construct, consume. We're just useless consumers, mindless eaters. But we're not materialistic at all. We don't strive to be the number one person on YouTube. We don't strive to be the number one guru out there. We don't strive to live in a palace and drive expensive, fast cars and all that. We don't want any of that. We live more of a bohemian, boho style, gypsy style of life. We love natural things around us. We love nature and beauty around us. Being inside is very hard for us. We need the sunlight in. I don't like air conditioning. I don't care if it gets warm in here. I don't want the air conditioning in. I'll open the windows. I want to be outside. We like to be outside. We love to be outside. We love to ground in Gaia. We love to go barefoot. We would rather be outdoors. So we're also more yin yang balanced. So we have more of that feminine masculine balance going on. Because we come from that egalitarian type society. And we're also attracted to the goddesses, the goddess energy, the goddess beliefs. We understand that we're trying to bring that back, and that's a lot of our job here. A lot of us women, that is our job here, is to help the human woman reclaim her divinity, restore her balance, bring her back, because she's been suppressed for so long, and help her to see the wisdom and the power and the nurturing spirit and the healing spirit and the peace and harmony that the divine feminine brings. So we're here to help bring that in. So we're attracted, of course, to high vibrations. We don't do well at all in low vibration settings. Being in the store 3 days a week is all I can handle. Yes, the store's full of crystals and healing gongs and things, you know, and healing books and sage and all of that stuff. But we have overhead the fluorescent lights, and the fluorescent lights do get to me. So 3 days is all I can handle. But we love high vibration. So we're attracted to anything that's high. Unknowingly, we're attracted to anything that's of high vibe, and that includes colors. We love the natural colors, but we like to mix in the other colors. My favorite color is orange. I love orange. So I have a lot of natural wood and natural stuff in my house, but if you see my whole house, you see a lot of orange and a lot of orange and violet and things like that. My bedroom looks like something that came out of Agartha. It's fantastic. It's all old furniture from India. So, and purples and oranges and flowers. And I mean, it's so, yeah, it's like going home. It's my sanctuary, guys. So yeah, and we tend to be more in the artistic. We're more artistic. We love art because art is beautiful, isn't it? We love beautiful art. There's a lot of nasty, disgusting art out there. I'm sorry, people, that's not art. Bringing a dying dog in from the streets of New York, chaining it to a wall in an art, what do you want, art studio or wherever people could come in and watch it die is not art. I just don't fucking get that. I just don't get that. So I'm sorry. There's art and then there's not art. Art is supposed to raise your vibration. Art is supposed to bring beauty and harmony and love and compassion, and it's all about making you move you emotionally into the higher vibration, not have you come and go, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with this person? It's not supposed to do that, okay? So music, yes. Remember, music is frequency. So they hijacked 432, didn't they? They hijacked that. And so a lot of music you listen is the wrong frequency. I'm not gonna get into all the, we know which music out there makes us feel like we want to go and kill our wife and kill a cop, and we know that kind of music. We like the music that makes us want to dance joyously, to celebrate joyously and raise the vibe. So we're just totally drawn to high frequencies. And I think that's pretty much the notes that I got. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so we do strive to live in nature. Even though we sometimes have to live indoors, we try to make our house look like we're being outdoors, right? So that is some of the characteristics of being someone that is actually from the inner earth, that's heard the calling to come up here and help. A lot of us, like I said, we came here to help the human female rise the vibration, restore the balance, and of course restore our outer Garden of Eden of Gaia. And so just by being here and just by living, being in alignment for of who we truly are, and living that is helping. It's putting out that frequency to everyone around you. It like osmosis, it's nudging people. Yes, we're not going to help and save everybody, because there's not everybody that's going to say, oh yes, I choose ascension. We all know that story. We know what's going to happen to them. But you know, I just wanted to remind people that not all of us are star seeds. Yes, we've been calling ourselves star seeds for a long time, because that seems to be the word, light worker. We just love to have words, but we also have to be careful of the words, because there's a lot of spell work in a lot of these words. In a nutshell, if you have these certain tendencies, or you have these certain issues, or certain traits, you might be someone from the inner earth that's here, that heard the calling, and that's here and doing your job. And yeah, don't give up, people. There's plenty of times that I cried and begged for me to go home. And I'm so happy that they didn't listen to me. Oh, Janice is bitching again. Listen to her. So yeah, don't give up. We are almost there, guys. We are almost there. We're going to see it in this lifetime. And then we can choose to go back home. And I choose to go back home because I miss it so much. But I think what's going to happen is, yes, of course, everything's going to meld and mix. When the outer Gaia raises the vibration to match the inner frequency, we will have the ability to back in, back out. I'm gonna go see so-and-so in the outer earth. I'm out there. All of that we'll be able to do that. They're already doing that. So, we'll just remember how to do that. So anyways, I've been gone for a long time. If you're interested in what I'm talking about and you want to read my fantasy fiction, for lack of a better term, you got to put it under something, right, people? I'll leave a link to my Amazon page, and you can read. Now I'm finishing up on the third book, and it's very interesting because the first book I published 2012, and we know what was going on 2012. And so my ancient people, gypsies and the Fae and the like, they were experiencing what's going on today. Back then it was 2012, but actually it's going on. What will happen? We call it the event. So they are working towards the event, the final event, the final gathering. We called it back then, we called it the Great Shift. So I published it in 2012 because I knew the Great Shift was coming. Second book is a prequel. The second book takes my characters back to the past, to Lemuria, and then when Lemuria sinks, to inner earth, to Argartha, and what happens there. And so the third book it's about us after the event, what it would be living on earth after the event. But then some of us who have been like us, helping, some of us decide to hear the calling again. And they go back and they know that third dimension earth, like if you read the Ashiana Dean book, she talks that 3D earth is actually going to go back to stardust. What would it be like to say, hey, I'm going to go back because I hear the call. There's some of them who need help, who have started to awaken, and they're getting a second chance. They don't want to be on the planet when it turns to stardust. So what would it be like to go back again and help, but be on the planet when it's starting to dissolve and go back to stardust, and how all the different changes. My characters go through these major changes. They're able to change their meat suits. I mean, it's fascinating the things what we'll be able to do, and so yeah, it's very interesting. So if you're interested in reading, go to I'll have it here, go to my Amazon page. Anyways, so I know I haven't seen you guys for a long time, and I just been distracted, and I had to pull away from everything. And I figured if I had something good to say, I'd come on. I don't need to be here every day. I don't care how many subscribers I have. I just want the right subscribers. And I'm looking for my people, the like-minded people. So, okay, let's get out there. Let's raise our vibe. Let's create some beauty. Right, guys? All right, talk to you soon.